Hey guys, welcome to tonight's live stream on keto, intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, question and answer. Bruce, I contacted Bruce Swartz channel, who's currently in a weight loss journey, doing I think a lot of prolonged fasting. Not sure. We're gonna get an update on Bruce, how much he's lost, what he's doing. Are there any questions that he has? Maybe a few pointers, whatever he wants to talk about. We're going to find out how his weight loss journey is going. So, first things first, I got to copy. So, sorry for the dead air time. I'm going to copy. I have to send by email, I guess, the link to my brother. Something about I don't know. He can't open the link when I send it the traditional way. All right. From to. I don't think people will see this. Yeah. Just sending the link, guys. Sorry. Sorry for the dead air time. I just want to make sure. Sent. That was sent to. Yeah, so it should be sent. And we are back. Just going to send a little message to say it's only one person, so not in much of a hurry to start the stream. Give time for Bruce to get on here ASAP. Make the stream a little bit more interesting while people wait to jump on. All right. Garland, sent by email. All right, let's see if that works. I'm going to log on. We'll start the presentation slowly. Like last stream, I had mentioned they kind of changed the interface of StreamYards, and I'm having trouble. Been like thinking I'm sharing, but not really sharing. So at least I have this popped up. Hey, Darla Lama. Hey, Darla. Howdy. So I spoke to Bruce, Darla, so he's supposed to pop on. Hopefully we'll see him soon. Let's do some testing out. You can let me know, Darla, if these share screens, when I start share screening, if it's actually going to work or not. Entire screen, share. I'm just testing out the PowerPoint presentation. Let me know if it pops up. Looks like it's popping up. Start slideshow, play from beginning. I just want to go through these slides. Yeah, looks like it's pretty good then. Nice. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do then a brief review. So for the past 80 years, at least, we've been told to consume, for the majority, around 60% of our nutrient intake from our food to be carbohydrates. When carbohydrates are introduced, their sole purpose is fuel for the body. Carbohydrates, glucose molecules, carbohydrates. Let's just use that interchangeably. Sugar, for people who are just getting used to macronutrients, carbohydrates is sugar, it's glucose. When that's introduced into our body, that quickly increases the amount of glucose in the bloodstream. The hormone insulin is secreted in response to that, and that glucose is shuttled somewhere outside of the bloodstream, whether it's directly into the cell to run the cell, it's energy after all, or if there is a surplus of this fuel, this energy called glucose, which is a carbohydrate, it can then be turned into fat, which fat on our body is a stored form of fuel. Another fuel, obviously, that our body can use is fat. We can use fat that we eat in our diet. That is a source of fuel, an alternate source of fuel, as well as from consuming excess calories, but especially glucose, but to a certain extent, anything else, surplus calories, glucose ingested beyond the cellular need, and glycogen capacity, that storage capacity, that as well will spill into fat. So just keeping it very simple is that around in the mid 20th century, fat really started to become demonized, more specifically animal fat. And that caused a fat phobia and a marketing campaign where the majority of food started to become marketed as low in fat. To add insult to injury, the reduction in fat, which in my opinion is essential for humans to thrive, it is the source where fat-soluble vitamins reside. And as well, if we look at the major and main components of our body itself, fat, cholesterol, proteins, these are the building blocks of our body. But fuel is not only a component, a building block, it is as well a fuel. So it has dual purposes. Now it gets a little bit tricky if we're introducing all of these carbohydrates, this fuel, because then after you're introducing carbohydrates of fuel, and you're also introducing a lot of fat. This is the definition of junk food, when carbohydrates as well as fat are mixed in decent proportions together. The body's ability to use both sources becomes the efficiency becomes decreased. So there's a decrease in the ability of the body to utilize either sources. There's also the aspect that we could look into further on called glycation. This is another physiological or biochemical issue that occurs within the body in relation to carbohydrates. That's an oversimplification, but to a certain extent, it is true. If you are looking into adopting a low carbohydrate diet or a ketogenic diet, and you are on medications for diabetes, especially insulin injections, you will have to do this with your physician. Now, don't let the physician and his ignorance convince you that you're not. It's like, nope, you don't do this. I don't support it. Whatever. You let him know that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So I'm letting you know. So help me through this journey, doc. Don't let the doctor use their own ignorance on this subject to prevent you from putting diabetes into remission. Diabetes is not a progressive and chronic disease. It can be put into remission. But because we just continue eating carbohydrates, and we decide, instead of restricting glucose when the glucose starts climbing up in the blood, we decide to maintain that glucose and just inject insulin, even though diabetes, the actual cause of diabetes, is elevated insulin levels causing insulin resistance. So our treatment for insulin resistance is like somebody with a cocaine resistance, because they're cokeheads. They no longer have the desired effect from coke, so they go and the doctor says, don't stop doing coke, let's double it, because the current dose just isn't cutting it anymore. That's the same effect with the insulin. Impressive. We can skip this. We can get into how the ketogenic diet is, in certain ways, a fast mimicking diet. I think there's a Victor Longo, the fast mimicking diet, which I don't really recommend. He sells you a bunch of packages. Instead of teaching you how to fast or do ketogenic diets and stuff like that, he's trying to sell you a packaged thing that you can purchase online and then go through this fast mimicking diet. That's not necessary, along with any whatsoever zero packets with keto written on it or anything like that. All right. So we're looking at the ketogenic diet as a higher fat, low carb diet that is highly animal based. And this is versus what we are currently dealing with and have been dealing with for verging on a century, but a good 70 to 80 years, is actually pushing the fad diet, a high carb and low fat diet. Now, to prove that is just common sense. Why the hell did they have to start doing a low fat marketing campaign? Because things were higher in fat. And when they took out the fat, they took out the fat, they replaced the small amount of fat that was left, they removed the animal fat, they put these seed oils, and they jacked it up in sugar. It's important to understand that fats and proteins have essential amino acids, and fats have essential fatty acids. So there's stuff in fat and protein that you need that your body can't make from other substances. Carbohydrates, they're not essential. Do they have a purpose? Yes. Is there a benefit on being extreme and avoiding carbs like it's poison? That's excessive to do that. But you should understand what carbohydrates are, and you should use them like a tool. If you're an athlete, you will be using carbohydrates differently than somebody who is morbidly obese and sedentary. Hopefully, most of the time I'm dealing with people that are morbidly obese, that have been eating a high carb diet probably most of their life, eating margarine, avoiding fat because they think the fat makes them fat. These kind of people, I advocate for a ketogenic diet, a strict ketogenic diet, to get the maximum amount of reversal of insulin resistance, as well as a good ability to lose the weight as fast as possible. It's possible while still incorporating certain amounts of carbohydrates to lose weight. But I find that the majority of the people that I'm helping are probably somewhat, to a certain degree, if not, maybe not diabetic, but insulin resistant. I rather just, do a complete reset and use a ketogenic diet. And then after once they've achieved their weight loss, we can go from there, and based on how they feel and what they want, they should have a sound understanding within that year that they can have a carbohydrate meal if they've been consistently in ketosis, that it's just going to fill up a bit the glycogen, that they'll be popped out of ketosis. But if they've already lost weight, do you have to be obsessed with ketosis? Probably not, unless you're using ketosis to help with depression, mood disorders, epilepsy, where yes, ketone levels should be concentrated on, but that's for another topic. So ketogenic diet is one where glucogenic substrates are low enough to switch the body's metabolism into fat burning mode, and we advocate to individualize these macros for what a person specifically needs. How many people? We're 5 in. Let's see here. Live chat. Is Bruce here? Bruce is in the back room. Okay, Bruce. Sorry. Okay. Let's take a break from this, and let's see if my brother is in the back room. Sorry about that, Bruce. And you're on. Hey, Bruce.
How's it going, man? 11 minutes. I was waiting. How's it going, man?
Well, as you know, when you're share screening, you can't see. You can't freaking see the background. I just
That's true.
to look.
That's true. That's how it is. You got a bunch of windows. They're all overlaid over each other for sure. How's it going, man?
Oh, good. And I noticed they changed the interface a little bit. It used to be really easy, share screen, click, and then they have like more options, tabs, full screen. And I did a whole live stream. I think my first one made all this effort to make a PowerPoint presentation. None of the slides were going. Then
That's
I did
it
it
is,
twice
like
more. I tried to just do the slides in 2 more videos, half an hour each. Screwed them up too. And I says, forget about it.
It's like it's always like that. It's like it's always like that for sure.
Yeah. So the last time I spoke with you was May 12th. You had been pretty much from April 12th to May 12th. You want to let us know how much weight you lost?
44 pounds. 44 pounds in exactly 31 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Did you? How did you start? Did you just jump right into I'm not eating anymore?
It was like by mistake. It was by mistake. Like the day before, I had my regular one meal, which was a cheese throughout the day. That's my snacks. A cheese, grabbing cheese, handful of chips with cheese. Often was doing that a lot. I had my meal at night, a lot of pasta, Parmesan cheese, and the next day I decided I'm not going to eat. And 48 hours was very manageable. Of course, I'm a big guy and I had a big meal. I can last a day or two.
Okay.
But I ate after the second day. But then after that, when I redid the second day, I did at least 3 days because it was easy. Then I did 6, then 8 the last time. And at 7 o'clock, I'm starting the 7th day of fasting. And I'll probably eat on the 8th again or something like that. But I could honestly do the 10 days. And it's not about, like, I didn't try to go as long as I could. I'm just surprised that things were going well each day. I wasn't hungry.
You're going with the flow.
Pardon me?
You're not setting targets. You're just going with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah. Not feeling sick. If I had episodes throughout the day where, like I wouldn't allow it even more than once, like twice. I would eat.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. It's fine, And I call what I call cheating is that to get to my first 5 days of fasting. The third day, I had only 2 eggs. I could have even only had 1, and it made me last 3 more days.
Just enough to keep on going.
Yeah, I was able to do longer,
That's great.
I'm eating enough because I'm eating, listen, the last time I ate 4 pork chops and an egg. If I think even maybe 2 eggs.
During your refeedings.
Yep. Yeah. Which is nothing compared to what I usually eat because I would have 7 or 8 easy, just chops, and I could have some pasta with that or whatever, or but I don't miss the food. My stomach physically doesn't miss it. It's the mentality at the beginning, and it's easy to control. It's that, oh, pizza's really good with like fries and mayonnaise dipped in it. Like when you think of it, sure. I mean, it'll get you hungry, but physically, no. I mean, it's only mentally,
It seems like you were eating the worst stuff because you were mixing carbohydrates,
with processed
hefty amounts, and a lot of fat.
Cheese whiz on crackers.
So you're supplying like way too much fuel, which is spilling over to fat, and then you're consuming way too much fat beyond like what your body would need. So you're mixing 2 fuels.
Exactly. And man, the day I started fasting, the day before, I went and got some flour. I went and got some like sugar and eggs to start making my own bread. Probably would have killed myself. You know, my eye episodes.
Yes, talk about that.
I've had two, and they were minor, where it bothered me, and that's honestly since April 12th to May 22nd today. Twice, 2 episodes for a couple of minutes, and it was just washing it out. It was okay.
But explain what the issue was. Like, how long have you had? It seems like years or something.
Since 19, 18, 19. Yeah.
And it's been progressively worse. And so what's the symptoms? Like you get like crudded?
Oh no, that used to be many years ago. I used to get strings in the eye, and I had to pull them out because they were like beads, like little beads that were all the eye ducts that were blocked. And then my eye would go flip, it would cry, and then I'd be okay. I would go anywhere from 7 to 20 days that I was okay. So it never, and for years. So it didn't bother me because it only come back every week or second week. But as of 2 years ago, around the pandemic, it just started every 3 days. And then the last last 5-6 months, every day, like for 12 hours a day. And
so every day. So what was it like? Are you having like?
So after when I stopped pulling out, what happened is that there was nothing to pull out. There was something behind my eye, and it would slowly, after several hours or a day, come to the side where I could finally get it out, just like a rock. It would dry like a rock, like a crystal. Yeah. And I don't get crusty eyes, never have. So I don't have secretions. Even being upset one day, I realized, holy shit, the tears aren't even coming out of my eyes.
It's like they're blocked with something,
like they were blocked, So maybe that's what's making the puffy cheeks. The tears make cheeks anyway, So
you never know, So so like, by the way, it freaking shows. Like I just started looking.
Thanks,
oh my goodness! Wow,
side shot,
Yeah.
I mean, especially on the side, I was really big because my neck there was no joint here, it was just even. Yeah. And people keep asking me, why you put on an earring now? I've always had it. It's because the cheek was hiding the fucking earring. Sorry, didn't mean to swear. Hiding the earring, So like,
my cheeks are puff up, like if I'm putting on weight, like my stomach, but the first thing I can tell there, it really makes a difference. It seems like that's almost one of the first things to go.
That's the first thing to go, the sign of the cheeks. And not just that, I'm starting to get the lines back on the side of my nose, which now what was happening is that the cheeks were going more and more puffy. And you look at someone that's overweight, you do see that it's like Asian people, like the fat is pushing up and everything. I wasn't at that point, but I didn't want to get to that point, No,
and you can imagine that's the fat on the outside, but the visceral fat that they talk about, these fat all through the organs and stuff like that. And that's sometimes what you won't see. Aorta. You'll be like, shit, I want to lose weight. It feels like, but it's like, no, you might be losing all the fat around your heart, liver.
I saw an aorta, I think it was. I could be wrong. I think it was of a person that eats greasy. Definitely mine looked worse. It literally looked like a pizza with pepperoni and stuff with like,
it's all yellow fat.
I guess it's an artery. Yeah, the yellow and everything and the red. It was just clogged. And then they show someone that's fasting. It's just a straight yellow, white sort of line with nothing in it,
Yeah.
But it's changed my life doing the fat. Honestly, it's changed my life. I'm learning discipline to really control urges and needs about the food, and it's stupid because, bro, I could have just limited myself and eaten small portions every day and it would have been fine. Yeah. But no, I said, you like to eat. Well, you're not going to eat anymore, And at the beginning, it was starving myself, but now it's not. Now it's like, it's almost scary. It's like, now I know the monks can fast for months. Yes. For sure. I don't know if it's the weight, bro. Like, I'm a big guy. Like, I'm going to fast till I get close to 200 pounds. But at 190 pounds, I won't be fasting anymore. Or I will, but it'll be maybe a day fasting or intermittent fasting. I'm learning about that.
Yeah.
It could be that,
Yeah, you could probably maintain yourself well with a 5 and 2. So
Yeah, okay, I learned about that.
you
Yeah,
eat,
yeah, yeah.
you intermittent fast
Yeah, yeah,
during
yeah.
those 5 days,
Right. And then you
but
eat two
then you
days.
do a 48-hour fast, and then
Right.
five
Okay.
days refeed, 2 day, and that I think will maintain not only the healing
I don't know, man.
benefits and
I
you know
don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I actually it's and I'm not bullshitting you. I'm actually sort of you know what they call the runner's rush, like you run
right
for about half an hour, then yeah,
runners.
45, then you start doing another hour. Well, it's like
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting with the fasting, is that I feel good when I don't have any food in me
yeah,
and I'm energetic. At the
yeah,
beginning I was very careful with the
yeah.
fasting. I'm overdoing it too. I'm trying to be careful. I bike like half an hour a day,
Yeah.
and it's no problem. My legs don't
No,
hurt
no brain
anymore.
fog either, eh?
No, no, at
Clear,
all,
no
at all.
brain fog,
No.
a little bit speedy. Do
First
you?
3 days, first three
Yeah,
days, I
yeah,
swear to
no
God,
brain fog.
it was like people were talking, like
Yeah,
I was actually like,
yeah,
and not I didn't feel bad. It's that there was a change in the focus and everything. You know, they say that the fasting it heals everything. It's like don't even take the time to talk or think we're healing you. It was like, you know, I feel
yeah,
all the changes and everything. It's crazy.
yeah,
No sciatic nerve problem anymore.
yeah,
No swelling of legs, which has been 3 years, by the way. My leg has always been since actually it's 18 since
yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the my leg was
yeah.
swelling. I put on socks, my leg would swell like a an elderly person or someone that has like diabetes or something. The leg swells
Yeah,
up, you know.
edema. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
why
none of
I
that
think
anymore.
that you were. I mean, there's the weight, but I think that you were have. Well, you probably still are, but you're healing. You're extremely inflamed, and inflammation holds water.
That's
So
yeah, right. I
yeah,
probably would have
because I
lost.
mean
I would have lost more. I
that
would have
was
lost more.
well. Look, you have the hockey players that will literally lose about 20-ish pounds. That's just water retention from their muscles. You do
Yeah,
have a decent upper muscle, so especially being
I'm
300
keeping it.
pounds, you probably have a
So
decent amount of
far
muscle.
so far. I'm keeping it. Want to get rid of the man tits. Want to get rid of the tire. It's going
Yeah,
in a lot.
yeah,
Actually, the left tire is in.
yeah.
It's straight as a board, and the right side's still out. When I started losing weight, the left side goes in, and the right side after. I don't. I swear it's weird. Like my
Yeah.
stomach's going in on the left, and on the right, it's staying there. It's like it's waiting. You know,
Wow. No,
trying to
that's
hang out.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
okay, so sorry. So May 12th, you had lost 44 pounds. Have you lost any additional? Have you verified since?
Yeah, absolutely.
How
When
much
I
are you at
finished,
now?
I'm 245.
245. So how much weight loss is that? That's
50,
six
55, 65, 75,
55.
85,
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
95 to 52 pounds.
Wow.
52 pounds. So that means 52. So that's 46, 8, 9, 51, 52. I'm 7, 8 pounds into this month of weight loss.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And are you
That's in a
playing
week and a
kind of
half.
safe with the lemon water and stuff like that?
I'm drinking pure water so far. I'm putting salt in it
Try and
once in a
add,
while.
like I said, the lemon because um, yeah, if you're doing a lot of prolonged fasting, you're not eating broccoli or stuff like that. At least have some lemon, just consciously, because there is the issue with lemon. People that eat liver, I'm not so worried. Regular
Right,
liver
right,
actually has vitamin C, but you're doing prolonged fast, and
right.
what you are eating doesn't have vitamin C. So
Is the
play it safe.
lemon in the bottle good enough? Does it have to be that pure lemon? Can it be that one in the bottle, the green bottle? You know, the
Uh,
lemon?
I would go for
No,
pure.
eh?
I would
Pure,
go
eh?
for go buy some, yeah, any
Right.
bottled stuff and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably
You
not
know,
no vitamin in it. Yeah, just a
yeah,
taste, probably.
that's the one thing that and when you're refeeding, don't forget, uh, uh, don't be afraid of consuming fat. That's where you're getting all the fat soluble vitamins and stuff like that. People, because while you're fasting, there's barely any glucose. There's whatever your body's maintaining the blood sugar, right?
Yeah,
And there's a lot of fats going through your blood, and that's because it's going through from your side, from your butt, and everything is going in the blood. So inside, it's ketosis. It's just fats and ketones. So if you have a lot of fat only, it doesn't change anything. The
Right.
body really kind of doesn't recognize if that fat went from your body or just seeped from your stomach into the blood. So that's why they somewhat say it's a fast mimicking diet. So if you don't want to break your fast, and the eggs are good, but some people actually they call it fat fasts. So they allow themselves only to eat pure fat. So whether it's butter or the egg yolk and stuff like that. But for
I
you,
do
yeah,
the butter
during the
thing. I
refeeding
do the
there,
butter thing. I grab
good.
not far from a spoonful, but I grab a good enough triangle of butter. It goes in
Okay.
a coffee, and sometimes, honestly, just sits in my mouth. I'll do that once every 3 days. Like I don't know if I
Yeah.
can get fat from that or not, but
No, that's what I'm saying. If we go back to my PowerPoint presentation, um, carbohydrates have the potential of creating fat if you give too much, right?
right.
You can store some in your muscles, but then you can spill it over if your cells aren't hungry for it.
Yeah.
Fat alone, fat doesn't spike insulin. There's no insulin response.
No, and I do that only
Okay.
because I if I'm hungry. Like during my
So yeah,
fasting, I felt really,
yeah,
really.
yeah,
I got a pain.
yeah,
I had the butter, a couple of swigs of
yeah.
water, and it goes away. Like
Yeah. So
I'm okay.
fat alone doesn't make you fat. Carbs alone at an excessive amount can make you fat, but carbs and fat together, bad.
What about cake, Jason? How fattening is cake?
Well, what would happen is if you would eat cake, you wouldn't get fat. It would go into the blood. You would stop fat burning. You would start using the glucose, the sugar, for energy, and you'd probably replenish some of your glucose stores, the glycogen, and you'd suck in water. So you'd put on a good amount of 5-10 pounds with that one cake. But you
Exactly.
haven't really. You can get away with one because
Yeah.
you probably can just replenish your glycogen. But that next
Right.
day,
Right.
you're going to have put on 10-15 pounds. You're going to be so discouraged. But it's
Exactly.
just because it's
Exactly.
water shifting.
And I did all that without eating cake. I mean, no
Yeah,
cheating, no
no, that's
cookies,
it. And the
no
most
sweets.
important is you want to be well balanced between, like, thinking Rona, renovating. You want to strip, but you do have to eventually balance that with putting back good material. During the weight loss, you can do a lot more fasting, maybe, then
Yeah.
Reno Dippo adding, but eventually you want to balance that out. You can't become food phobic, like, oh, I'm
Oh
getting,
yeah.
no, like,
No, yeah. Of course not.
eat the protein, eat the fat,
Yeah.
animal food,
Yeah.
and get some berries in there if you want. Don't mix large fat and carb meals. That's horrible. That's
Yeah.
bad for everybody. That's what fat
I've
is,
had zero carbs and like the whole time, except for the almonds. Like when I was cheating with the almonds, that's the
Sure.
carbs or whatever.
And that's not even considered cheating. I mean, if you're
No, no, no.
starting at some almonds, and there's nothing horrible about having, popping yourself out of ketosis and then going back in.
Yeah, but
It's
there's
quite,
certain things that people delve or like indulge. Like some people can eat a bit of chocolate, but they eat 6 packs of chips. So I don't
yeah,
have to go to the things that I ate a lot of. I
yeah,
can go a little bit or cheat or go
yeah,
taste a little bit. Probably even have a pizza eventually. But like I said, it's going to be limited.
yeah.
Always. I'm going to be
Well,
controlled.
see stuff like, you can have, as long as if you're staying keto and now you've leaned down,
Yeah.
you can eat as much cheese as you want. Eventually
Yes.
you'll get
Yeah.
full and you won't be hungry for a long time.
Exactly. So I'm
So
getting
once
rid
you
of the
lose
stomach.
weight, you can go out. The cheese is not making you fat. It was the combination of cheese
Yeah.
and fat
Yeah.
together. So
I'm
let's say
only
for
trying to get
pizza,
rid of the body fat, like the
yeah,
belly. Once
for
the belly
pizza,
is gone, then it'll be different.
yeah.
I'll
Let's
be acting
let's say
different. I'll
you
eat more
want you
cheese.
want pizza. Okay, well, why don't you just put bacon on the bottom, cheese, pepperoni, and make it without crust?
It doesn't matter.
Some people get fancy and they actually make a certain crust with cauliflower. I don't know, but you could just crisscross bacon on the bottom, put the toppings, throw it in the oven, and you got all the toppings. It's like
I'm
me
gonna
for spaghetti. I'll put Parmesan cheese. I'll put all sorts of stuff in the spaghetti sauce that I bought, not
stop.
necessarily
It's
having
like,
to
yeah,
add the noodles.
yeah.
So like I
Those
switch
two
things up
things
a
are the
little.
reason why I'm dieting: the pizza and the spaghetti. I
Yeah,
love pasta, and if you know it, even to be inexpensive pasta, I could have just the raw pasta and only a handful of food. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Oh, we got to watch the trolls.
Okay. Okay, so you've noticed a considerable improvement in this issue, this eye issue that has been plaguing you. This is
Absolutely.
this is really amazing.
And I'm being honest, it's 99.999%. So we're talking about 2 episodes as compared to all day episodes. And it
Yeah.
wasn't the same episode. So I had not finished. At the back, hey
Mhm.
Pat, hi Pat. He's a good guy, man. At the back of my eye, bro, it stays dry. Hey, thanks for coming, you guys. Gate
Mhm.
Smasher and them. I'm really happy to see my community come by, man. I hope I can advertise for your channel, man, as much as I
Yeah.
can. People don't have
Oh,
to
this is great.
forcefully subscribe or anything. They can, if they're curious, can stop by. That's the way I
Yeah.
share it. It's not a hassle when you share a channel. Like, go subscribe. No, just my brother's channel. You want to check it out?
Yeah. It's funny how people have such dramatic health changes when they give it a chance and they stick to it, that they become almost like so passionate. It's like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to start a channel. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's
man.
amazing. You
Like,
know,
like, listen, I hear you on it. Like what you did with the
yeah,
fasting and wanting to talk about it because I'm there. Like
yeah,
easily, if I had the time, my other channel would have been started. Like 10, 15 times I want to make a video. Why? Because like you get inspired to the
yeah.
point of getting emotional and you want to share it. Gate Smasher, you see, I was just gonna say it. Gate Smasher was over 300 pounds.
Wow.
He was 327. He's down into 190 or whatever now. I don't know, but he
Yeah.
lost all that friggin' weight. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to burn those calories.
Next stream Gate Smasher. If you're here, I can pop you up. Okay. And you can let us know.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's with
Then
Julie, the stat.
we got Maria is in the house. We got Margaret Leach. Hey, Margaret, it's been a long time. I haven't seen you. What happened? You got abducted by aliens?
She's been
Um,
having some cake.
Gate Smasher never worked, or me eating reasonably. Yeah, I mean, so some people it works well. I remember Gate Smasher. He didn't do a ketogenic diet. Whatever works for you. What I do is some people they they've tried it. It doesn't work. They've tried everything and they don't know this option called keto and stuff like that.
But you were
So
better at the portions, though. I think, right? Like you were good at the portions. Like you eat, but I don't think you went like me with really big portions, right? Like I was excessive.
when I was eating carbs,
Yeah.
no, I would binge on carbs at the end. I had trouble moderating carbohydrates.
But you
So I
carbs like
rather
what? Like chips? You mean like chips and stuff like that, or submarines, or
spaghetti was not one little cup. Rice was not one little cup.
fuck a cup?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
getting into I would if I got into, let's say, chocolate, I'd binge on 5 chocolate bars. The cravings were incessant. I don't have cravings when I'm off of it.
I love
My
rice, bro.
my
Like an
moods
Asian.
are better.
Rice. I could eat rice, bro. Just
You too. I
mm.
love it. I
And you get
love carbs.
hungry. You're
Yeah,
starving. Eat a big ass bowl of rice. In 3 hours, you will be freaking hungry.
exactly.
You
That's
want
it.
more rice. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Eat,
Yeah.
eat, eat a heavy animal meal with animal protein and some fat. Yeah, you're like, I'm good till tomorrow.
I was
And
shitting
it's
egg
like,
rolls.
hey, yeah,
I was shitting egg rolls. It was
like
like
a
literally
Chinese restaurants, like within
yeah.
3, you're thirsty all night because of MSG, but then after you're hungry. All these carb meals, it's because it's just fuel. So it just floods your bloodstream. If your body uses it, great, but there's no satiety in that. There's no like
No.
your body becomes satiated, becomes full when you supply what it is required to build itself. It's not just about fuel, it's about renovating the body, it's about upkeeping the body. And
Yeah.
it's so stupid that they're saying 60%, that's the recommendations for the last 70, 80 years. 60% of all the food you eat should be carbs. What are you
Yeah. I know.
talking
It's
about?
bro,
60,
there's things that I'm
60 to
not even
70% should be fat and protein because that's what you're built of.
that yeah, I hear you. And there's things that I'm not even mentioning, bro. Like it could even be my imagination or something else. Or maybe it's because my eyes better now, bro. The colors are different. I can see less cloudy, man. I'm not
Well,
kidding you.
you might have had vitamin A deficiency.
Well,
Vitamin A and
I'm
stuff. Yeah,
seeing clear, and I'm like, holy shit, the vitamin cover is purple and vibrant. Oh
yeah,
my God, the wood is really red. It's like, what the hell's going on? A couple of things like that. I could only say, man, sleeping. And now, even though I'm not an alcoholic, bro, I stopped drinking. I haven't touched
yeah. That's good.
any
Yeah,
alcohol whatsoever.
yeah,
And even just not having it on the weekend, I had a couple of nights where it was harder for me to sleep a
yeah,
bit, but now I sleep, so
yeah.
hey, thank you. Very funny, but I love it. Bring it. The inspiration. Thank you.
When you are deeply fasted days in, do you sleep well, or do you find you're like actually wired a bit?
I'm very wired and awake. I have
Yeah,
to. I jump on the exercise bike and do some just to
yeah,
get tired. And I'm saying, oh my God,
yeah,
I'm doing what exercise people do. It's true.
yeah,
You do a good workout and go to bed. Some
yeah,
guy smokes a joint, goes to bed. Some guy drinks and goes to bed.
yeah,
So, but it's new to me. And my body's saying, are you sure you're tired, Bruce? And,
yeah.
and so, you know what's happening? I'm going to bed at 11.
Hmm.
Okay. But I get up at 6 or 5:30.
Yeah,
I'm up early. I'm still getting my 5 hours in, but instead of going to bed at 3, and of course I'm up during the night when I'm outside, yes, but with the clouds and shit, when I see it's raining, I go
yeah,
to bed because I'm anxious to weigh myself in the morning.
yeah.
I'm anxious to get up and weigh myself because they say you're fasting even while you're sleeping. But I've been sleeping great. Honestly, sleeping great. I
Good.
had 2 days of Charlie horses. I used to get that before fasting. The
Yeah.
Charlie horses I got in the left leg where the toe was like that, then it went over to the other side, and then my
Do you remember why? Do you remember why I
yeah, the
told you?
salt. Say not enough salt.
No, but
Hi.
close. It's that one specifically is the magnesium, mag sulfate. You
Oh,
should
that's right. You
take.
said it. Well, I am
Charlie.
taking. I take magnesium at night.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah,
Mag sulfate or any magnesium stuff. You can
yeah.
get eye twitches. You get definitely Charlie horse. So that's the mag. Salt is the dizziness. When you go
Okay.
like from sitting to standing, you can kind of get a head rush a bit.
Oh, hey
Um,
man. Hey, once the first time I got that was 3 days ago. I
okay.
never experienced it. When I finished the stream, when the hell was it? It was just recently, Friday.
Yeah.
When I finished the stream, I got up, uh, not to the point of fainting, but the beginning of it, where the head went light
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, yeah, enough for me to go to hear almost like I was going to faint,
Yeah.
and then it went away right away. Like I sat down,
Yeah.
I just drank water, but right after that is when I bent down. So that happened only once, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about like 5 minutes. You
Yeah.
know,
So
I
like I
didn't
said,
eat.
I highly suggest that yeah, not too much because you'll feel like vomiting, but just a pinch of white salt, whatever, table salt, just like
Himalayan, yeah. Yeah.
I don't care, whatever salt. A pinch in the morning and before bed, and a pinch
Yeah.
anytime you would feel dizzy.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean,
That
that's
yeah,
I have nothing against the
yeah,
salt. It doesn't
yeah.
even make me thirsty. The Himalayan with the water, I put some
Good.
in the bottle the other day and then just shook it up and
Yeah,
drank
yeah,
it. It was
that's what
fine.
Gandhi was doing. Gandhi always had like a little thing of salt. I know I'm not one to push like vitamins and stuff like that, but I think like when if you're doing months and months of prolonged fasting, can't hurt
These
to have
I have
Centrum.
the K, the D,
Yeah,
magnesium. I compensate. I also have like B1, B100, but I'm taking the um multivitamin now fucked for
good.
strong for men
Yeah, that's good.
with the
That's good.
magnesium though. With that, I'm still taking the magnesium.
Perfect.
And there must be, I know there's something else that I'm forgetting. The K3 and D or K2
K2,
D4 or
K2D3.
yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
K2D3. Yeah,
I'm taking that too. And
that's mom. Mom probably gave you all these supplements.
yes, of course. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
I wouldn't have even known about them.
The
Honestly.
the one thing with me too, I have some from mom, so I'm going through them. But
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of those supplements, they don't absorb. For example, the K2, the K2 D3 mix, it's MK7. MK7 doesn't really have much bioavailability or
Okay,
use.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
MK4. So these
right.
freaking supplements are all plant versions, and often they'll sell it, and they're not good.
That's
But
the
with a
whole ideal of it.
Centrum for long fasting, uh, maybe the D3 is pretty good then and stuff like that. So I'm going to go
Exactly.
through it. But yeah, most of the time just eat animal food, whole food. Go after one thing after would be for you would be omega-3.
I have that too. The brain. I have omega-3. I take it once a day.
Well,
I
you
used
don't
to take
like
it
fish,
twice.
eh? You're not a fish eater.
Love fish.
Okay, so I like fish too,
Yeah,
but I don't like this. But this I
I do.
highly
I love the
recommend.
cod liver oil taste. I love the. I
Okay,
bite it and I suck on it. I love it. I love the
okay.
taste of it.
So now what you have to do is do not take those cod liver supplements anymore
Okay.
because they're very hard to know. There's been studies where they're not fresh. They're rancid.
Yeah, I've
The,
tasted some
they're
rancid.
lying. You know, they're mixing half half.
Right.
Any if you go to the grocery store, sometimes it's where the sardines would be, sometimes it's in the fish section. It's cod liver in a can.
Oh
Now
yeah,
if the
cod
cod
liver oil.
liver itself, if you find that gross, I
I
don't
don't.
care, at least drink it because the whole can has pure fresh cod liver oil. I trust that way more. And
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
next 3 months especially, I almost want you to go after the omega-3 because it's 1,000,000% that you're highly omega-6. And even with the weight loss, it almost takes about a year for that omega-6 to get the hell out of your body structure. So you really have to consciously try and go after the omega-3 because that's going to help prevent cardiac disease,
Yeah,
and
but
it's
the
going to help
omega
your
three I have,
eyes.
they're no good there. Like you said, the omega-3 that
The
I have.
the pills,
Yeah, yeah,
they're supplements. They might actually be rancid. It's very hard to tell.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look,
I get it.
take the bottle if you want,
But the
but
cod liver is good, like you said, is better.
the
Yeah.
cod liver in a can. If you can't find it, let mom know. I know where I can find it. I'll give you a few
They
cans.
must have they must have cod liver pill forms.
It's just that supplements are not regulated,
Okay, it's
and
not as fresh.
you're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, it's
The
plant-based. Like
food
you said, it's
you
just
can get all of this in real food, especially an omnivorous diet. Shouldn't need to supplement whatsoever. If you're eating eggs regularly, you don't even need probably D3 in the winter months because you're getting D3 a lot
right,
in the animal food.
right.
So supplementation is just because you're long fasting. I'd like you to play safe. Just vitamin C, salt, magnesium for
Vitamin
the
C
Charlie
also.
horses.
Also, I have the vitamin C. I'm
Yeah,
taking it. I'm just doing it like that. I was taking it once
yeah.
or twice a week, even if I wasn't sick, because I have to take some, right, or something.
The Centrum and stuff.
No, the
The
vitamin
vitamin.
C, the big 1,000 milligram vitamin C pill.
I mean, yeah, you can take one every day to go through the bottle and stuff like that. And again, once you're through the supplements, the best thing is lemon or broccoli or
Yeah, like
stuff
you
like that.
said, no thanks, lemon. I'll suck down 6 lemons instead of eating broccoli.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Whatever it does, you don't need multiple sources as long as you have one source and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
yeah, and I
My
want
goal
to like
was
because if you're not playing it safe with the salt during multiple day fasts, what happens is if that one gets depleted, it has like a cascading effect, and it might actually make it more difficult for all the other electrolytes. It kind of like could
yeah,
set
yeah.
off your potassium now, and so you just don't want to become salt depleted during
No, I
prolonged
plan.
fasting.
I was having a pinch a day, but now I'll do like you said, morning and night. So yeah,
Yeah,
no
morning
problem.
and night. If you're dizzy, just that's a little bit of salt. Go
Yeah,
with the
that
Centrum vitamin and the vitamin C, and that's it. If you're taking the Centrum, there's a little bit of magnesium. There's a little bit of potassium in there. And the one documented scientific, that guy that fasted over a year, and it was published.
yeah,
All he did was take a multivitamin. That guy for the whole time. So I
imagine.
think that,
Yeah,
that if you're playing with a little bit of salt, multivitamins, and like you said, trusting yourself, not
yeah.
trying to push yourself for some reason,
Nope.
ah, all of
No,
a sudden, exactly, go on. And
yeah,
that's why when I was asking you about the energy levels and stuff like that, is that if you actually look up fasting, that is exactly what the body does. Because humans, if you could imagine, if we would get those first 3 days of fasting because you're carb dependent, retarded and like,
oh yeah, you're sore.
that.
You can't do any
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
Imagine that. Like
yeah,
you don't eat for one day of fasting. The guy's not going
yeah.
to do any work.
Yeah,
He's not going to lift.
imagine if that happened in the wild. All of a sudden, you have no more food sources, and your brain was like that because you were lacking
You
carbohydrate. We would
die.
all die.
You
So
die.
what happens is during the fasting state, it's all self-run. You're using your fat, so you have like a steady energy supply. You have growth hormone that's spiking to protect. As long as you pretty much have fat, you shouldn't really worry about your muscles or organs getting catabolized. That's when the fat stores run out. Then you're starving. Okay, then you're
Exactly.
using your muscle, and then eventually your freaking brain for calories.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true
My
starvation.
my
But
goal weight was two.
if you
Go ahead,
have
man.
fat stores, though, you're not starving. And then after you have ketones that are being produced,
Yeah.
80% of your brain is run on ketones. This gives improved cognition, and your adrenaline system, your fight or flight, is on overdrive. And that is why you're like, you do not sound clouded. You sound like, you're not forgetting. Oh, what was I saying again? You're like, you look
Even the
clear headed.
singing. Yeah,
You
that
look
lasted 3
energetic.
days. That lasted 3 days, man.
Yeah,
And even my music is different. The creation's different. It's a hell of a thing. As much as drugs can affect somebody, so can
yeah,
friggin' fasting. It's that
yeah,
the food was a chemical drug, a poison.
yeah.
Food was a poison, you
Well,
know?
because we're eating non-essential foods that the companies know how to set up the macronutrients to make us hungry and fat and sick. And we've been lied to so much that I
The
did a short
MSG,
video.
sorbitol, MSG, sorbitol, everything they put in the
Yeah,
gum
even
and to
even
make
the
you
sugar
hungry.
substitutes, aspartame. I mean, you really have to avoid everything and go after, animal food. And once that's set in, then you have to go one step further and try. Let's say we're all doing the same diet. So me, you, and mom, we find a grass-fed ruminant animal. We tell a farmer local, and we tell them slaughter it, divide it by 3, and then after you buy your food for the year. And what that does additionally is it's even better because
There's no shit
grass
in it.
fed ruminant animals have even better omega-3 to
Yeah, let's go
omega-6.
rob a cow, man.
Yeah.
Let's go rob
Canadian
a
beef, I
cow.
think overall Canadian beef is pretty good. The majority of the time the cows are on pasture, and I think that they are probably grain finished. A lot of them are down in the grasslands in Alberta, but I don't know exactly. I don't know different areas. Like, is the state like only grain fed? I don't know.
You mean Alberta used to be grasslands, now it's firelands,
Yeah.
or
Uh,
there's smoke there. Man, my goal weight was 225. On
yeah.
April 12th, I created a post and I said, we're April 12th. I believe by the end of July that I would be at 225. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Kai, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah. I just said
So
hi, Kai, too.
yeah, absolutely. So here, thanks for coming, guys. So I looked at the my weight loss, and do you know how far away I am from my goal weight 225? I'm 20 pounds
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So April 12th, May 22nd, and I'm 20 pounds away. In 2 months and a half, less
Yeah.
than 3 months, 75, 80 pounds I will have lost. And I'm going to go under
Mhm.
225 there
Yeah.
easily. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to
Yeah.
take my time, 225 to go down to 200 to be
Yeah.
comfort. That'll be my weight, 210, 200. And then I'll be
Yeah.
able to eat 2, 3 days, exercise at night.
Yes.
Just add the
Yeah.
exercise in,
And
and
you can fine tune things. I had probably mentioned at one point that growth hormone is secreted when you're not eating, when you are doing like one meal a day. So once you achieve already, see, when in your situation it's fun because you will be simultaneously losing weight and then probably simultaneously starting to put on muscle. You'll be
yes,
actually losing weight because you're
yeah,
changing your muscle, your body composition. You're going to get
exactly.
a little bit of more muscle and a lot less fat. Then after, when you were saying you're doing a little bit of exercise, once you're where you are and you want to like start building and you want to continue somewhat, what you'll do is you'll do one meal a day. So by doing that is you're going to exercise, you're going to do whatever physical activity you do fasted. After you do that, that's when you eat. Because now on
Okay,
top of
yeah,
it, you just exerted, you're pretending that you went out and physically caught something. On
right.
top of that, you had extra growth hormone spikes, which bodybuilders like inject, they cheat. That'll
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
you lean.
It's like a natural steroid because you're already
Yeah,
boosting the hormones for the muscles. So
that's
you
it.
eat, but you need
Yeah,
muscle, you need energy to
yeah,
to make the muscle. Right now,
yeah,
it's because once my belly fat's gone,
yeah,
then I start tightening. Then I'm gonna get like
yeah,
my top is still pretty wide. I've been doing push-ups like effing crazy, man. I can
yeah.
only do 15 or 20. So I'm
That's
doing
great.
20. Then I'll do another set, half an hour, 50 every 15 minutes, do 20 a couple times. I'm doing like 200
Yeah,
a day, man. And I'm not stopping.
yeah,
And easily my legs now are so comfortable. I'm I'm kicking up to my nose, man. No
yeah, yeah.
problem.
No,
And
no
I've
chub
never
rub,
done
you
that.
know,
I wasn't even
no
doing it in
chub
school.
rub.
No, exactly. No leg rub.
Less bat wings.
Exactly. My balls are like, thank you. I can breathe.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
have
there you
facial
go.
hair again, my ball said.
Yeah, you don't need clothespins to like, just keep them like comfortable.
Exactly. But the legs are really losing a lot.
Yeah,
Like right now, I looks like there's a house sitting on chicken wings. The legs are really starting to go down. So, and
is
I'm seeing,
is Kai doing some kind of dieting as well? Because let me see where he
could
said he
be.
goes. Um, much love, you guys, Darla.
He bought a fast car, bro. With it's a unique car. Like there's only so many in the states, and he's thinking of making it pop wheelies.
Yeah, because Kai here said, "What's the dizzy when you relax and exhale?" I got that since Wednesday, so I was wondering, like, well, he has that, but is that because he's trying to do the diet? Because then
No,
there's a
maybe
reason.
it
I don't
is a
know why.
dizziness. All I know is that with the not to get into that, but with the axis and Earth, bro, like the pole shift and everything, some
Yeah.
people are having frequency weirdness. I mean, that's the only thing I can describe.
Hmm.
And Kai,
Please.
well, he's had seizures too. So this guy is trying to combat that.
So is Kai doing a ketogenic diet because that's literally a treatment?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Here, let me
Gate Smasher walks a lot.
let me put this up for Kai if he's still here. Share. Here, I'm gonna write ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet. Epilepsy.
Hey, do you know our stream got demonetized? They said
Say
that
that again.
you and I, our stream there, they did
Yeah.
monetize it. They said that you and I were speaking medical.
Wonderful. Well, then this one too. Well, it
Well,
doesn't matter.
no, because you're not
I don't make
monetized.
any money anyways.
No, but you're not monetized yet, and
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
passing yourself off as a doctor there, Steve. We're just talking. You're allowed expressing your knowledge on keto. You don't have to be
Yeah.
a doctor to do that. As a matter of
No.
fact, doctors don't know much about it.
No,
It's more
exactly. They're not trained.
the researchers on YouTube
They're
right
idiots
now.
when it
YouTube.
comes to nutrition. Okay. Let me know. Do you see this popped up?
Yep.
Okay. Actually,
Diet-induced ketosis. I see.
yeah. That's actually not what I wanted. Do you see this now?
Yeah, I see the chat group and the
Ketogenic
desktop.
diet for seizures. Do you
Yep.
see that? No.
Yep. I see that page, the whole page.
Okay.
And on
Yeah. So
top it says give MILF porn. No, I'm kidding.
no. Yeah. So here, Kai, go check up epilepsy.com, the ketogenic diet for seizures.
Oh shit.
There's plenty of literature. Here is PubMed. So this is scholarly articles. So
Wow.
yeah. So since the 1990s, the number of publications on attempts to treat drug-resistant epilepsy with a ketogenic diet has grown so rapidly that it has become a challenge to see the overall trajectory of major milestones achieved in this field. In this review, we hope to provide the latest data from randomized controlled trials, practice guidelines, etc. I will go here. You see I popped up the presentation, right?
Yes, I see
Okay.
diet-induced ketosis.
Okay, so just gonna go through.
It would have been funny if you stuck in a picture of a guy eating cake and just
No,
between the
exactly.
scene.
So, I mean, fasting was used as a cure for epilepsy as early as the 4th century BC. Okay, this is
Wow.
nothing new.
I'm not
There,
surprised.
yeah. Funny enough, Gospel of Mark 9, chapter 9, verse 17 to 29. They this guy's having seizures, and the apostles are praying over him to try and heal him. And Jesus says that it was basically seizures, but he goes, this kind of demon needs to be cured by prayer and fasting. Just funny that by doing prayer and fasting, you would go into ketosis, you would increase your ketones, and that would be a way of ridding epilepsy. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, so people that say that the ketogenic diet is some fad diet, ketosis.
Jason, not to cut you off,
Yeah, yeah,
Kai.
go ahead.
I hope it's okay, Kai, for me mentioning. I'm pretty sure he's open enough with it. Marijuana has good benefits. Kai sometimes will use some of the marijuana.
Yeah.
Does that help someone that has epilepsy to reduce seizures
I know
and
the
become? I would
yeah,
think so. Me, if I
the
was to guess.
major, there might be a little bit of an effect because there's so many also like cannabinoids that still haven't been researched, but we know like THC, and we know
This is just
CBD.
our opinions. Everybody knows that this is just our opinions of what we're.
I think that there's scientific research that you can look up on Google Scholar
Right.
that CBD is used. I know in the
Yeah, the
intensive care
CBD oil, the
we
pill,
have some
yeah, there's
mentally
pill
challenged.
forms,
They take CBD oil,
right? Right.
and you can see over here the timeline and stuff like that. So this over here was the physiology of taste in 1825. This gentleman lost weight, avoiding as well. Let me just check the timeline here.
So they were losing weight and fasting, and they were healing things, and the people were
Yeah,
realizing that hey, the fasting is
yeah,
healing certain cancers.
yeah. Like, I mean, the Greeks were well aware of it. Antiquity was well aware of it, and we were well aware of it. And the only reason the ketogenic diet is no longer used for epilepsy,
Dude, they
well,
were starving everyone.
pharmaceuticals started making medication for it. So they said, "Screw this, we want to sell meds."
So
That's the
there's
only
yeah,
reason.
so they were starving people back in the day and everything, so they'd be healthy.
Yeah,
Starving the slaves to be full of energy and shit. That's
yeah.
scary stuff. That's
No,
crazy.
exactly. If we look, let me just go through this timeline just quickly. There's a book, Connecting Carbohydrates and Obesity, that was in 1825, The Physiology of Taste. Then there was this guy named Banting. He was an undertaker, pudgy guy, and he tried all sorts of diets, starvation diets, was unable to. Basically, went not on a keto diet, but a very low carb diet. Was able to, reverse his diabetes. Not reverse it. He was able to lose all the weight as well. And then
I
after,
can I can survive in a building now for 3 freaking weeks. Like I could be buried and sit
yeah,
there and say, "Well, a couple days I'm good, then 2 more
yeah,
days." It's that scared me, bro. I had no idea I could fast for more than I knew a week. I knew some can do 2 weeks, but
yeah.
my first attempts achieving 8 days without trying to compete just because I was at ease like
Mhm.
I am now. I could do another 2 3 days. I'm being careful. I don't want to go
Yeah.
9 10 days and faint, but I'm doing good and it doesn't feel bad at all. So
No.
you get more aware. So as you're stuck under rubble, these people that
Yeah.
are fasting and but again, not drinking though. That's the secret though, eh? You don't get hydrated 4 days, you're dead, right? Like I mean, there's nothing to do. If you're not eating and
Yeah.
not drinking, you're a goner.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
one guy. There's one guy. I forgot who. The snake diet and stuff like that. Your body does, if you're completely fasted and not drinking, not eating, to a certain extent. If you still have fat, you're able to create biological water.
Yes,
That's
but you're going
literally
to you're
water.
going holes in your face. You're gonna be thinned out, bro, like a prune. It's
Well, I'm
gonna
just saying, like, to a certain extent, your body actually can produce water.
yeah.
You could probably do a dry fast for like 48 hours. People do the dry fast because it actually creates autophagy faster. it
But bro,
causes
how
a
come I
faster.
pee? How come I like I'll pee brown? Like I'm being honest with you, I, I I'm not even thirsty,
Yeah.
but I'm drinking and I'm good now. I'm not drinking 5 bottles. I'm drinking 2 or 3 bottles a day with 2 or 3
Okay.
coffees. Okay,
Yeah.
but if I don't drink those 2 bottles, which I've
Yeah.
been doing, I feel fine not to drink.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Burning pea brown, like I mean, it's like I'm pissing syrup, and then 2 sips of the water and I'm fine.
Yeah, make sure, like I said, not to over hydrate, but you should, maybe aim for those 5 to 8 cups of water a day. Uh,
Yeah.
it's it's good to have like one clear, I guess, urine. You know.
Yeah, with the 2 bottles, I'm okay. I don't pee brown. But if I only have
Okay.
1 bottle of water, but don't forget it's because I'm walking, I'm exerting. If I
Yeah.
was sitting down, not exercising, I'm sure it would be
Yeah.
different.
So, like, let's say, like I said, I because I don't want to give anybody the impression. Dry fasting. Um, I know that you can last a few days without water, but obviously, exerting yourself, forget about it. On a hot day, forget about it. I mean, people drinking water that aren't fasting can become dehydrated and stuff like that.
Right, for sure.
Sometimes maybe like the first day you want to do a dry fast, okay. But I figure, the I don't think there's that much extra benefit, and there
No, I
there is
wouldn't.
there is risk. There are people that have gone on prolonged retreats, fasting retreats, and have went into kidney failure. So you really
Yeah.
got to be careful. Play it smart. Definitely don't let yourself run dry and have like dark urine.
No,
That that
no,
that
it
that
happened
can be
twice,
dangerous.
but it's
Remember,
literally
you said your first time and stuff there, you really were like trying to lose weight, so you weren't drinking a lot of water and you had like a sore side for months. That
oh
could have
yeah,
been organ damage. You could have
of
literally,
course.
maybe
Yeah,
if you had a blood test, you might have
probably
kidney damage.
did. They probably said, "Hey, dude, you've been on one kidney for the rest of all your life." Yeah, I hear you. It
Yeah.
was dangerous.
Yeah.
But it helped. And only once at the 8th day of fasting, when I was in bed, I got
Mm.
some feeling, and it's always hard to decipher whether you have a sore back or kidney sometimes. And I
Mm.
felt something in the bottom of my back, so I got up, I drank water, and I did eat. Like I'm not going to test or push anything,
Yeah.
but I mean I've been
Yeah.
feeling great. Like it's 7:03. I'm starting day 7, so I fasted 6 days. And the worst of it, bro, I'm positive a lot of people won't believe that. They won't believe it. Like I mean, the end of the world scenario. There's always the fear that I go a day without eating, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a sore friggin' stomach. But it's because you're eating. If you're
Yeah.
not eating, you're not sore. That's screwed up.
Well,
Nope,
that's why I was saying, I said it in a very brief video in one of my older videos, and I said, if you have fat storage on your body for when you don't have food, why are you so fat and feel like you're going to die every 3 hours to 5 hours?
Exactly.
If you don't eat, why can't you have access? It's like, hello, that's saying you're doing something wrong. We're eating in a way that is not like the animals. The
Right.
animals, it seems like they're prancing around, you know, they're not like dying. They go, through seasons of famines, and they're just like chilling out. Meanwhile, we got fat people going like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna pass out every 3 hours."
Oh yeah,
That is
yeah.
proof itself, because we're eating carbohydrates, and that is not what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on fat and protein. And exactly what makes us healthy is being demonized. Like, this is a conspiracy. You cannot
Yeah.
possibly get every single freaking thing wrong by accident. No effing
No,
way.
it's hey, they're killing us. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the way they're doing it. Hey,
Yeah.
you do these videos like you're doing, Jason. Every
Mhm.
time you start the video, you should be doing it all the time. I just thinking of this. The pros do it. They start off by saying the opinions in this video are just my opinions, their theories
Yeah.
or whatever.
I should.
It'll
Yeah.
protect your ass. No,
Yeah.
because you're giving incredible information. Be honest with you, you're
Yeah.
giving information as good as the docs.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, even better. And most researchers do that. Like, I mean, YouTube and stuff, a lot of people thrash it and stuff, but there's a lot of intelligent friggin'
Yeah.
researchers here. Yeah,
Yeah. Good and bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
There's
can learn
both. You get
amazing
the best
things.
of both. The best of both.
Yeah.
So when I get to 225, it'll
Yeah.
probably be like the next when we talk next week.
Uh-huh.
I'll be 237, 236.
Yeah.
probably above that. I'll be like 10, 15 pounds away from the friggin' weight, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
that's mind blown. I could eat pizza for a week,
Yeah.
gain 10 pounds, and in 3.5 days, blow half of that off.
Well, see, that's the whole point of what the weight loss journey for that year. You're learning. I want to teach you what food is, how it reacts in the body. So exactly like that. I went off keto for a good 6-7 months. I was relatively low carb. I didn't say like I freaking, and I had maintained my weight with keto, strict to lighter, low carb and stuff for 4 years.
But I was doing it with
Like
pizza. Like
this.
when I lost weight, bro, at the
Yeah.
beginning, I was doing it. Okay, listen, it's just a poor man's diet. I wanted to lose weight. I was fat.
Yeah.
And I cheated in a way where a fat person would maintain that cheating. My
Yeah.
cheating was I'd go right across to the restaurant to
Yeah.
get 6 to 9, maybe 8, 9 hot dogs.
Yeah.
Eat those hot dogs in the morning with a
Yeah.
handful of fries at 9 or 10 in the
Yeah.
morning. And then I would exercise and walk all effing day. And I
Yeah.
was losing a day. Okay. At the beginning, I was
Yeah.
losing 4 to 6 pounds. 3 days in a row, just boom, 4 pounds, boom, 5 pounds. It was the water weight.
Yeah.
The water weight in 3 days, I lost 15 pounds. Then
Yeah.
after that, it was a pound, 2
Very
pounds.
simple.
But
Yeah.
it was steadily. But I
Yeah.
didn't drink, I didn't hydrate. So I'd
Yeah.
walk, I'd give myself a sore stomach, but I was doing it with putsins and shit. But now I'm losing faster than when I did it a bad way. But
Mhm.
I'm fasting, and it's only because I'm eating fat from animals and protein.
Yeah.
If not, I'm proud of
Yeah.
myself just for even having learned that, honestly.
No, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And this is what the channel's for, and it's a way of
Yeah.
passing it on. It's understanding, and then you can use it as a tool. Like I said, I went off and I was not strict and let myself go here and there and had some fun. And I went up to 197. Usually I'm 180 is good, so that's 17 pounds. And it's like, okay, I'm not depressed. I know why.
I
Okay,
could have
went right
robbed.
back, and now I'm right back to 185.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of muscle because I'm very sedentary too. I want to start getting because of my spine surgery. So
Yeah.
I think 175 is where I want to get to. So I have 10 more pounds to get to.
Good. Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's it.
I could have robbed the bank on April 12th,
Mhm.
and on May 22nd, shave my head, grab on a pair of shorts, Walkman, start jogging, and
No
nobody
one would
would have
know
seen
you.
you right downtown,
Yeah,
shave the
yeah,
beard, just walking. My hat used to sit here on the top of my head, this
yeah,
ridge.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
I have problems putting on the glasses because the hat sits under the ear because my head is
yeah, 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 yeah.
going in.
Yeah.
Imagine. I mean,
No, exactly.
glasses are loose now. They're getting big.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I mean, I know it
No,
sounds
it's
annoying, but
addictive. It's very
it's
addictive,
exciting. It's
and
inspiring.
the majority of the people that are buying into the typical high carbon stuff like that, they'll call it a fad diet and stuff like that. And most people that do this, they feel so good. It's like somebody who, yeah, you know what? When you quit smoking cigarettes, it's really restrictive. Feels like you're restricting yourself. But then after you're a few weeks into it, and you're looking back, oh, I'm not getting cravings anymore. I have a healthy relationship with food now. There's no guilt. I eat as much as I want, and my body's working the way it freaking should. I'm not counting anything.
I
I'm
had quit
just
once
feed animal
long
food.
ago. I had quit once long ago, and like it was on and off, done it many a times. And I remember on the 11th day, I had stopped for 9 months. It's not long, but anyways, it's for a smoker, you try to give yourself a trophy.
Yeah,
But on the 11th day, I
yeah,
remember saying, "Oh, I passed the whole day without thinking of a smoke." And it was already on the 11th day, which was really,
mhm,
really soon. Day 1 to day 9 was horrific. It was like hanging off of a cliff and just staying there all afternoon and trying to hold on.
mhm.
But again, I'm strong willpower and mentally of
Yeah,
changing the mind. Like, no, okay, my arm's off, but I'm not in pain. Look at,
yeah,
my arm's completely cut off, but I'm good. The brain is so strong, man. It'll make you believe things. Look at
oh
the
yeah,
drug addicts, cocaine and stuff. They have accidents and they run
yeah,
around with their broken legs because the
yeah,
freaking just pumped with adrenaline. Hey,
yeah.
suspicious guys. That's another one that comes to the channel. Thanks you so much, you guys, for coming to my
He's
brother.
from your channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Likes
Yeah, like
commenting
for
streams
sure.
and
Like
videos.
the majority suspicious. Let's say you're a young guy, you're physically active, you're eating carbohydrates, and you have muscle, and you need that because you're active, you're in sports. Now you're in your 30s, you have a really good muscle mass, and you're incorporating. You're not doing low carb, but I'm sure you're not eating 400 grams, and it's good, and you haven't made yourself metabolically sick, and
It's the
you have
perfect recipe, right? Like he says,
so it's perfect. So like
you
I
know,
don't push. Yeah, I wouldn't push that. If it's working for you, amazing. Me, it's more for people who have tried it. I've tried it, it's not working. Then I go, you
I
know
bet
what,
you
let's try
I
that.
bet you he doesn't eat too much cake though. Maybe not too much.
Hey, I don't
I
know.
bet he mustn't eat too much cake.
Lived by eat to live, not live to eat. That's perfect.
That I'm
Um,
learning, suspicious guys. I think that way now. I'm
yeah.
convincing myself, I'm convincing myself. And now when I binge, it'll be having 3 pieces of cheese instead of two, and not like, I mean, bro, I used to get a sore hand from cutting the cheese. One, two,
Yeah.
three, four, five.
Carpal tunnel.
One, two, three, four, five. Big friggin' arm, cutting the
Yeah.
cheese.
But like I'm saying, once you get down to your ideal body weight, as long as you're not combining your hefty amounts of cheese, it shouldn't be a problem.
No, no,
People
absolutely.
that do keto, when they're in the weight loss phase, they can plateau. They plateau and they're confused. And sometimes it's like, yeah, you're supplying way too much dietary fat on your plate. That
Right.
it's like there's no need to go get your body fat. But even when they're doing that, because they're eating so much, they're eating fat, it's never spiking insulin. So even when they're eating too much fat, even that, it's hard to put on fat because you're not
I
spiking insulin.
what I ate,
It will plateau you.
I ate my big meal, what I call, I had 4 pork chops, 2 eggs,
Mhm.
and I weighed myself the next day. And obviously, I didn't eat a pound of food, but the scale will go up. But it was
Mhm.
good. It only showed an extra pound. And then I kept going down. So that means every meal I eat after a week's time will
Mhm.
put me up a pound. And then I start going back down again. But it's only
Yeah.
that 1 pound I go up that week. And
Yeah.
then I go back down and go back down, go
Yeah.
back down 6, 7
Yeah.
pounds. And I eat, go up 1 pound, then I go 6, 7 more down. And
Yeah.
sometimes even, I think you told me, sometimes eating even helps the progress the weight loss the next day.
Of course. Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
actually very
seeing
good to
the,
mix it up. Keep your body guessing.
yeah,
I
and I'm
know one
finding the
thing.
levels. I'm finding out that plan. There's a recipe. I've been doing it for. I'm an amateur at this, but I'm
Yeah.
finding out. Oh, okay. I did that 1 egg last. I lasted 2 days with that egg. It took my sore stomach away. That was my cheating. I said I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I want to keep fasting. No, just have an egg, and
Yeah.
that's it. But I'm gonna be honest. The egg, instantaneous satisfaction where you're not hungry anymore. But
Yeah.
the head goes, one more, one more. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
went, and I'm disciplining myself for that. I'm really doing good at it, but I'm
Good.
forcing myself. The
Yeah.
other day, I even put a bit of Parmesan on some of the
That's
hamburger meat that
fine.
I had.
Because you're Bruce, even
Yeah,
that is fine. It's not a
yeah.
problem. I'm telling you, I know it's so counterintuitive that I'm convinced carbs make me fat. Uh, I, I, I'm convinced protein, if I eat protein, I won't get fat. But fat, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I
Like
know,
fat,
I
wouldn't
know,
fat make
I
it?
know.
Trust me,
It's
it
because I
doesn't.
used to exaggerate it, and
Yeah.
honestly, the Parmesan, I would drown out noodles. I look for noodles in
Yeah.
Parmesan. I would drown it. I go
Yeah.
when I'm shaking it on the thing, right?
Yeah.
So by putting just a little bit, I'm honest, it tastes good. It tastes
Mhm.
just like the Parmesan I put on. It doesn't taste as much. And do you have any idea how thirsty you get after eating a lot of Parmesan?
So salty, eh?
You have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
No,
I was
I
gonna
do have
die.
an idea because I
I
do that too. I go crazy with it.
I thought I was going to die. I must have drank 6 liters of water.
Mm. Yeah.
The mouth was dry, man,
Yeah.
and I had 2 fistfuls of olives. That day that I had the Parmesan and the
Oh,
olives,
olives are salty too.
holy shit, dude. I got up at 1 for a drink, got up at 3 for a drink, at 4 for a piss, got up at 5 for a drink. I said, "That's never again." It was salty, boy, I
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're right about that. While Jason's talking, yeah, suspicious guys, absolutely. He was also a very spiritual, a healthy guy, Bruce Lee. I know a lot about what he was doing.
Yeah, very weird how he died.
It
Very
is. It's almost, yeah, that is very
suspicious. Yeah.
suspicious. And that's a third time. Every time I try to suspicious. Um, Also, they say that Bruce Lee used to put hash inside of his coffee. I don't know if that's true or not. There's going to be rumors and whatnot,
Yeah.
but there's something to the hash, bro. Listen, the marijuana, your heart rate beats faster
True.
when you smoke. So
Yeah.
it's not that it's a good thing, probably a bad thing, but some people, not for nothing. I know Mike Tyson used to take LSD and smoke marijuana before doing a fight because his heart rate used to go up faster, and he used to burn more
Bite
calories and stuff.
ears.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
he
yeah.
bit the ear. He was
Hey,
like,
he's changed a lot. He's changed a lot. Have you seen his last video where he was
yeah,
talking?
yeah. Yeah, it's
He's a
pretty
smart
good.
guy
Pretty
now.
good impression too.
He's getting really smart now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He changed. He
Yeah,
added a
yeah.
weight
He's
thing.
very. Yeah, he's a
He's
pretty
dangerous.
humble
He's
guy now.
dangerous. He does
Oh,
DMT with LSD and coffee and stuff like that. He's just going to, but it's dangerous. But
I like these. I like these power trips. With finding yourself.
that's right.
he used to say,
You
he's
found
a funny
Sam.
guy now. He changed, and
Yeah,
he was
no, he
biting
is.
ears,
Like
biting ears.
he talked with was it Holyfield that he bit and stuff like that?
Pardon,
It
what'd
was
you say? Yes, sir.
was
I
it
think
Holly
okay.
Evander
I
Holyfield that he
I think
bit?
you're right. I think you're right. Or I'm making the same mistake as you. I think you're Vander
Anyways,
Holyfield.
he talked to the guy the boxer that did that. I think it's Holyfield.
Yeah.
I apologize to him.
Yeah, that's what he said. So
But here, so I just want to rush through this. Do you see the fathers of low carb diet, Bruce? Yeah.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I just went through a bit of the history, which is heavily tied with fasting, kind of the ketogenic diet. It started with analyzing the metabolic state created during fasting. And then from there, they were able to set up a diet with macronutrients that would kind of maintain that metabolic environment similar to fasting, which was the ketogenic diet. Now, I have to research, but to a certain extent, I think that ketogenic diets, even though you're not fasting, but the state of ketosis may have autophagy activation, but I'd have to look that, meaning, that beneficial healing autophagy that you get from a straight out true fast, there might be a certain amount of healing just in the state of ketosis itself, but I don't know yet.
My next book is going to be From Ketosis to Comatosis.
Yeah, exactly.
And you write in the letters with blood, I fasted for too long.
That's it. Look, even from the 1825, okay, this guy, a French lawyer, okay, considered the father of low carb physiology of taste, and what he said was the major cause of obesity is the floury and the starchy substances which man makes the prime ingredients of his daily nourishment. All animals that live on farinaceous, like floury foods, grow fat willy-nilly, and man is no exception to the universal law. I mean, even like
you said it
herbivores.
before. You said it before. They deliberately have a recipe that everything they say is healthy is beeping us. That's what's going on. Suspicious Sky says 3045. It's the whole pizza, then some ice cream, and a whole bottle of Coke that makes you fat. And it's true because I think back, that was normal to me. A whole bottle of Coke, and yes, obviously the whole pizza, and there will be ice cream in the evening. But I don't have to. I could have ice cream the next evening. I could have half of the pizza, but it's control. It really is. It's not just about having not getting fat. There's control in that. There's authority. You have to discipline yourself.
The problem is that not only do obese people that are metabolically sick, eventually they become not only resistant to hormones like insulin and stuff like that. There are hormones that signal to us whether we're hungry or not. And what happens is you can start getting resistance to the signals that tell you you're full when you're obese. And these poor people, they're trying their best, and they're exercising more, they're restricting, but they're not eating any fats. They're restricting, and they're just eating these carbohydrates, but on a severe calorie
Yes, and it's
restriction.
impossible to
They're
exercise after
starved
eating a
the
pizza.
whole time. They're starved.
It's
And the biggest
impossible to
loser,
exercise after a freaking pizza too. You don't
That's it.
feel like exercising.
no,
As a matter of fact, there's a little bit of vomit that comes up as you're exercising after the pizza. I mean, it's,
Well,
you know,
don't call it, they call the sympathetic nervous system fight or flight. It's the activating the adrenaline, but the other one is called rest and digest. It's like, I get tired. Like, I would never carb up before going to weight train. That's just going to spike my insulin and make me feel lethargic. You don't want to. You eat towards the end of your day. You've been fasted, and then you eat, and it makes you sleepy, and you fall asleep. Tons of people want to go take a nap after they eat. Why are they saying that you're going to get fat if you eat at the end of the day? Well, yeah, you're going to get fat if you've been eating all throughout the day and you continue right till the time you go
that's
to
it
bed.
exactly.
But
The reason why
one
you're right,
thing-
like when people say don't eat at night, it's because they assume you've been eating breakfast, you've been eating lunch, you've been
Yeah.
snacking between meals or whatever. Yeah.
And the biggest losers, that was a show where they did extreme calorie restriction and extreme exercises, and it was a competition who was the biggest loser.
Right.
At the end of the year, I think all of them but one, with every season over and over this happened, they all put on weight and more. And what they found was their metabolism at the end of that year, having gone through a severe calorie restriction and a lot of exercise, their metabolism was even lower, and they got fatter. And the only way to the only way to not completely collapse and ruin your metabolism while still significantly calorie restricting is not to eat less calories all throughout the day. It's, again, you eat one meal per day. You eat for the day, you eat till satiety, and then you just continue. If you're eating multiple meals, like they say eat your 3 meals.
Yeah, I
Breakfast
haven't
is the
done
most
multiple. I'm
important.
doing, like you said, the one meal.
Yeah.
I haven't
And
touched
then they're
nothing
saying
else.
eat snacks between your 3 meals. So that's 6 different sittings, 6 interruptions where insulin's being spiked. They're telling us that's good for your metabolism. And then they're telling you to calorie restrict when you're doing that. Your body sees that you're eating 6 times a day. Does it interpret that as food scarcity? Not at all.
No.
It says there's plenty of food. For some reason, the douchebag is giving me less. So I'm just going to rev down the engine to match the food intake. And then after you plateau, and then you're like, you further restrict. Before you know it, you're that fat guy that eats a salad and is still fat where everybody else is eating delicious food.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how it almost started, because when I started saying I'm going to eat one meal, I stopped sweets. I stopped for months ordering cookies and shit like that, but I wasn't losing because I was eating a bigger meal instead of snacking. Okay. So I said, I'm not going to snack all day, but I'm going to have a whopping plate. But the problem is I eat till I'm not till I'm in pain, but almost, I eat till I can't move, like that full truck. If I was a 10-wheeler, I'm that truck going down the road where the 2 tires on the left are flat and it's almost leaning into the ditch as it's going.
That's right.
That was the ideal. And I go, I had one plate, one platter, right? So, but bro, I took 50 pounds. The optical head of my telescope is huge. It's 50 pounds. I lifted it up the other day to set it up.
That's what you were carrying.
And I almost fainted. I said, oh, Jesus Christ, that's holy shit. In a month and a week. That weight is off me. So the bicycle seat on the exercise bike is still going down, by the way. It's got a lock on it, and I sit on it and it goes, the lock goes all the way down with my fucking ass. But I'm in the 240s now, so it's going to.
No, that's it. And like me too. Like when I saw you, and I was like, oh shit, he's really put on weight. It was like, I'm not going to tell you that because some people just take offense. But in my heart, it was like, fuck, man, I wish he would just fucking do my diet, because like he's gonna have a heart attack. Like, he doesn't look healthy. It
Could
wasn't
be,
about
could
how
be,
fat you were.
yeah.
It was just,
But don't
so
forget, my eye
I'm
was
so glad
swelling.
that you decided to do it yourself. I was like,
Yeah,
great,
my
that's
eye was swelling the right side of my face. So right off the bat, being
Mhm.
heavy, that bump showed. Right now, I might even have a bump, and you're not going to see it because it's a small bump because I'm friggin' and I don't have that anymore. That's it. So the eye, bro, real quick, the
Yep.
eye went from causing. It's definitely an allergy. My eyelid became red and inflamed and hard, like
Yeah.
an elastic that was pulled out.
Yeah.
A very big patch, like a Santa Claus red cheek appeared. Pimples the next month. Pimples started appearing on the right cheek
Yeah.
and around the eye, and then I started getting a swollen cheek on the bottom of my ear. So it was I really look away, don't look at me. That's like in a year I would have been like what's the name of that guy, Don't look at me. Oh, look at
Hunchback or
me.
the Elephant Man or something.
Yeah, the Elephant Man, I'm ashamed. With the fucking face all inflamed.
We're so bad because like that was an actual guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
He's in his grave and he's like, they're still doing it.
they're still doing it to me, laughing at me.
Centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was
if Kai is still here or watching, definitely look into the ketogenic diet for your seizures.
That's interesting. I'm happy you mentioned that, man.
And I can even show you, like, check it out. So the father of low carb was this Jean Brillat Savarin, lawyer and politician, considered the father of low carb diets. Wrote a book, Physiology of Taste. That was in 1825. He's the one talking about the floury foods and stuff like that. Then after, there was William Banting. He was an English undertaker, and he had tried starvation diet.
They were into the women were what is it? 18. I could be wrong. 1800 that the women had the dresses to make their bums and breasts bigger because men like bigger women.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know what you mean. I don't know if that was like
no, but think of it like the
1800s.
chubby women that were eating more were the ones that were popular, the ones that were in the clubs, on the stage, on the stages and everything. It was a different mentality.
A woman. The ideal shape of a woman, I mean, she's supposed to have breasts, she's supposed to have like curvy hips, so she's not supposed to be like freaking skinny mini. The men would not go after that. They would look for
women are made their hips, their hips are
Yeah.
made to receive babies, to have babies, and
Exactly.
they can get bigger, they can get more mass. It's normal.
That's it.
Women are like that.
Yeah. So he was 65 years old, William Banting, 5'5". So pretty short guy, and he was 200.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he eliminated bread, sugar, potatoes, milk, and beer, and that created his incredible transformation. I guess I like how people get so motivated that they either start YouTube channels or they write books and stuff when they try low carb, because he did the same thing, A Letter of Corpulence. So in the early 19th century, people were quite aware. You're getting fat, stop eating, the breads, the flours, and
he did exactly like me. I mean, like, eliminated bread, sugar, potatoes. I have no sugar anymore either. I bottom left. I'm not eating any of it at all.
No, exactly. So the timeline here, like I said, fasting was known during antiquity. This is forgotten just really our century, because even like Christians and stuff like that used to fast once a week and stuff. So it was still part of the Western culture, but it's just completely forgotten now. When big food with their big corporations trying to market so that we eat more and stuff like that, that fasting went out the window. Bruce, even if you're doing 5 and 2, imagine that means 5 times a month. You're 2. That's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's say 8 times 12. So if people were eating 5 days, fasting 48 hours, there'd be like around 90 days that no one in the world would be going to grocery stores. They don't want that.
I said on my channel the other day.
Listen, I heard you say that too.
No garbage, no recycling, No using gas to go to the grocery store. You save on heating bills. You don't need any cleaning. You're not using a friggin' stove. You're not opening your fridge. The motor's not taking. I mean, you're keeping. Floss what? You don't have any.
To be honest,
I brush
ever
my
since
teeth.
I went like meat, like heavy meat there, very little plants and stuff like that. I never get like tartar.
No,
I don't tell people I brush my teeth rarely, but I don't have a bad breath ever. No staining, and it makes sense because that book that was made by a dentist, Weston A. Price. You hear me talk about nutritional physical degeneration. All of these people with no cavities and wonderful arches and beautiful dentition, no dentist there. No.
Look at the tribes. Look at the tribe. The guy's 96 years old. He's sitting there, doesn't know what the hell appendicitis is. Tonsils, what the fuck is that? I mean, they don't have operations. They're just sitting there on the island. Teeth are pearls, because they're eating fish. They're eating fruit. They're eating good stuff. They're not eating cake.
No, exactly. So you have like by the time the Banting with his diet. So for most of the early to mid 19th century, everyone was following this Banting diet, very, very aware that stay away from the carbs if you want to lose weight. Then 1900, this guy started trying to say that eating cholesterol was causing atherosclerosis. That was proven to be wrong. You see that there's fasting being recommended in medical journals. You see that people in the 1920s are starting to switch from carbs to fat to treat diabetes because they didn't have insulin back then, injections. They were treating ketogenic diets were treating epilepsy. Ketogenic diet was prescribed around the world in the 1930s. It was the treatment for epilepsy. But then in 36, anticonvulsant medications were found to be effective. So all of a sudden, nope, stop doing this. This is crap. They still recommend it for some reason to children, but they don't recommend it to adults.
Fasting for me, for the longest time, many of years, has always been like Gandhi or the people, the monks of Tibet that fast. It wasn't something that the regular person was going to do. They had no idea that it healed cancers and stuff. I mean, it's incredible. It's ridiculous, actually. What it does, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, the body is extremely smart, and the problem is that we keep on disturbing what it's trying to do. It knows what to do. It's I've made the analogy of what if you had a company and the loading dock, everyone goes, unloads it, and then after they're putting it away, they're doing inventory, they're trying to sell it at the front. Oh guys, stop everything. There's another one, and this happens like 3, 4, 5, 6 times during a workday. You never get any work done. It's like, no, a smart company, there's a time every morning, let's say early morning, get the load, and that's it till the next day. And that's what we should do with our body. But we're constantly introducing food, forcing an anabolic state, ripping the body away from a catabolic healing process and say, deal with this, mofo. And then it's like, okay, no, deal with this. Deal with this. Deal with this.
You imagine the amount of food, that I'm taking in. Me alone. All the boxes of noodles and the sauces, the jars of sauce every so many few days. For me, every month, Jason, 6 to 8 cans of sauce. All my life there, not just 1 week. And if everyone, when they turn around and they started blocking us with the suppressing us and forcing us to do whatever they wanted to do, 1 week everybody fasts and every grocery store chain closes. They don't need like the piles of cabbage that they get or the piles of salad and fruit if people were eating to live and not living to eat. Like
I don't eat 2,000 calories a day. I don't think I ever get 2,000 calories a day. I think this idea
I don't either.
Average, way too much.
What I'm having 140 calories when I have 2 eggs, shit like that. A couple blueberries the other day, 150 calories. I mean, it's minimal. I'm not eating frig
No, that's
all.
good. Yeah, like I kind of like that highly animal based with berries.
Yeah. Well, and only
I
one
love
batch of
berries.
berries. Honestly, bro, egg meat. I'm doing that for years. I'm fine with that because I do enjoy eggs. I'm a breakfast guy.
Wonderful.
I
Good.
love eating eggs, and on top of it, I'm eating them hard boiled there in water, just
Good.
boiling eggs in water and eating the egg, and that's it. And
Yeah. Eat
I'm
as
blown
much as
away.
you want, as much as you can, and if you fill up more, if you fill up big time, you're just going to last longer before you eat the next time.
Well,
And
that's it. That's it. That's why I did the
it's
8 days. When I had the
yeah,
big meal, I lasted 8 days, and the 8
yeah,
days, I was like, well, okay, I'll eat, but I wasn't
mhm,
hungry. I was
yeah,
just afraid to die, saying at one point I might, I don't know. This is like it was scary. It was a scary when I hit the 6th day, it started getting weird. It's like a
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
thought I would
know.
have died. I thought I'd die after a week. And you
Yeah,
know what? If I would have been eating like a pig and the first 7 days I would have fasted, I probably I wouldn't have made it.
yeah. No,
Because it was
the
like the
first time
mentality.
I wanted to do 5, I did 3, and for
Uh,
some reason
which was
I had like a panic attack. Same thing. I'm like, and then after it's like weight training, eh? It's like don't overdo it the first time.
yeah, no,
Ease into
exactly,
it.
exactly.
Don't bring your ego into it. Stop it
Yeah.
if you, even slightly anything.
Yeah, and it has
So
nothing to
you
do
don't
with
have a bad
and I'm not
experience.
food phobic, and I'm far from being anorexic. I am gonna lose the weight. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
down to 200 pounds, and I'm gonna do it in an intense way, only exercising and no eating and the
yeah,
water. And I'm gonna be doing that. If I did a month in a week there, I'll,
yeah,
I'll be able to do another month in a week. But bro, I thought it was gonna take me till the end of the July to get to 225, and I'm only
yeah.
20 pounds away. If I'm losing 10 pounds a week, I'm 2 weeks away from being at my fucking weight.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
people are so lost. Sometimes they said you tell them how you lost the weight, and they go, "Oh, no, that's too much. That's too fast. You're not supposed to lose that. Why?
Right.
Like why do I
Yeah,
have to lose 3 pounds a month and stretch this for the next 3 years?"
exactly.
It's like so,
Exactly.
so they've been brainwashed. Like my friend, he's vegetarian. He's not vegan. Same thing. Talk to how many eggs do you eat? And I said 4. You go, oh, it's too much. And I said, what do you mean it's too much? I said, dietary cholesterol has no effect. And
Yeah, and
I
it's
said,
not even proven yet. On top of it, they're not even sure that eggs are bad for you or the
no, they're
cholesterol.
sure that it's not. There is nothing wrong because
There you go.
these are lies. These dietary cholesterol, because there's cholesterol in the yolk,
Yeah.
has no effect on anything related to cholesterol. And
No.
cholesterol, the body produces. So if you're eating more cholesterol, your cells produce less. It's regulated.
Yeah, exactly.
When they talk about bad cholesterol, they're talking about something called LDL, low density lipoprotein. It's a transporter of cholesterol. It's not really cholesterol itself. And they call that bad cholesterol. And even cholesterol is a very, very poor marker for heart disease. Under a very specific condition, LDL is part of the whole plaque and cruddying up. But there's a lot of other things that are there that are
Yeah,
not being demonized.
for sure.
Primarily omega-6 is what's really screwing up our low density lipo proteins. So here, the minute medication in the 1940s, Bruce, arrived, ketogenic diet for epilepsy, forget about it, completely abandoned. Pennington started to realize that some people have an inability to
Real quick,
properly.
I'm sorry I'm cutting you off again. Just quickly,
Yeah,
1940. Then could continue on. 1940 is when they started the Depop and MK Ultra and
oh yeah,
the
yeah,
agenda. Yeah, 1940.
yeah,
That's when the
yeah.
lies started. They started saying, "Don't do this. Eat the,
Don't do
don't eat
that.
that.
Yeah,
Eat this." Yeah. Sorry, man.
yeah,
Continue
I
on.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Then after Ansel Keys actually was the one that showed that cholesterol didn't cause heart disease directly, but dietary cholesterol. Oh yeah, Ansel Keys pretty much debunked the other guy and said dietary the cholesterol you eat in eggs and stuff has no effect on blood cholesterol. He was
And they
right on that.
they
But then
charge
this,
people with cholesterol pills. How many people that were taking cholesterol pills all their friggin'
statins
lives?
and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm against statins. But this guy Ansel Keys is probably the guy who was the single most it's his fault basically.
Yeah.
Ansel Keys, okay, started to study dietary fat, more specifically saturated fat, as a cause for cardiovascular disease. Okay, there were some people like Sir George Pickering that challenged him, and Ansel had data on 22 countries. But what he did was he looked at saturated fat and cardiovascular disease. And out of the 22 countries, he decided, I'm not going to put the 22 countries, I'm not going to plot that on the graph because it shows that there's no correlation. I'll choose 7 countries to make it look like, look, the minute fat goes up, the heart disease goes up. And that's all of a sudden where demonization of saturated fat and therefore demonization of most animal fat took a hold. But there was people pushing against it. It said eat fat, grow slim, carbs, not calories, and obesity. So people were pushing back, but because of large corporations, financial and stuff like that, there was just too much money to be made with the seed oils and too much money to be made with the sugar. So they had to lie to us. Ansel Keys, with this fraudulent 7-country study, he ended up being hired by the American Heart Association. They had, Lucky Charms at one point had the American Heart Association emblem. Atkins starts to come on stage.
Johnny Carson, probably the same
exactly. Then you have some stuff starting to be funded by the sugar. There's a little bit of more keto and epilepsy. I mean, it's not completely gone. In 72,
every so many few years,
Pure White and Deadly.
Every so many years, somebody comes in and makes another book and claim like 3 years ago this guy was right, and they keep doing it. You see 77, 78, 92, 93. Every 2-3 years they keep bringing out that truth again, saying no, look, that's how it is.
No, that's it. So you had Ansel Keys here that started to penetrate the over here and started American Heart Association started pushing the fat was bad. Did the fraudulent study. Some people are trying to push back, saying no, fat isn't bad. Sugar industry keeps on pushing for it, and then by the 70s, forget about it. Food companies begin promoting low fat on all the labels as healthy. Low fat means there is no longer any butter, lard, any animal product in there. This is all seed oils. These are marketed as vegetable oils. They're poisonous. So everything became low fat. The little fat that was there where they were making money with the seed oils, and they pushed in tons of sugar. Then after
the spices I was using, dude, la gris.
You have allergies to it.
Very popular. Yeah, la gris. It had the seed oil in it.
Yeah, everything has seed oil, right down to your brown bread.
That's crazy. Oh, you serious?
And humans would have never consumed all of these seeds. So they take acres and acres of these seeds, they throw them in a vat, they put like this industrial solvent to suck out the oil, and they further process it, and they put them in bottles and say, this is better, look, it's vegetables.
Yeah.
It used to be industrial lubricants, now it's good for us. Okay. So this douchebag became he managed to persuade the Senate committee for the low fat. Then after, he was the administrator of the Human Nutrition Department of Agriculture. Then in 92, you had the stupid 6 to 10 servings of carbs. You remember that food triangle? For all adults. Then after, there was a Charlie's Story. We can go.
All the kids in school are fat. They're like, stupid.
But now in recent times, we're getting back now. There's been more studies on keto and epilepsy. The military is researching a lot ketones as a fuel. Ketones help prevent seizures, we were just talking about that. And Navy SEALs, when they go on those deep dive missions, they're breathing 100% oxygen, and they are at risk of having seizures like imagine you're on a mission deep underwater and you end up dying because you're having a seizure.
Yeah, there's
So
lots of
they
stuff, and
actually,
then the carbon monoxide and everything. There's lots of, they have to regulate, change tanks.
well, the whole point is they put them into ketosis, and it seems like these Navy SEALs are, I don't know what the rate, if it prevents it completely, but they're using the ketones as a fuel for the brain during these Navy SEALs. I just wanted to point out here that the low fat recommendations here, Bruce, around the 1980s, the minute that they started recommending low fat, they started upping the sugar. And look, as we went through it, the prevalence of obesity just started skyrocketing and going up.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And then after it says, in scientific research, if you want to induce a state of obesity, disease, and serious health complications in animals, you feed them a high-fat diet. However, what 99% of these studies are really looking at is a high-fat diet and a high-carb diet. See, when they do all these studies trying to demonize fat, what they do is they keep the carbs there. And then they go, look, carbs, low fat is healthier than same carbs with high fat. Well, yeah, of course. Like, we're not talking about adding fat on top of your high carb diet, idiot. We're talking about removing a large amount of the carbs. Now fat has a completely different metabolic response. So it says 99% of these studies are really looking at high fat studies that are high carb. So they're fast food like diet. And most of them,
anybody can lose weight no matter what friggin' age you're at. If I was 65, honestly, I still could have done it, even if it would have taken me an extra month.
I don't care how resistant your body is to losing weight, like you said. Then I'm just not going to eat for a while.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Do you know that my bitchin' body for 2 days tried to make me believe I wasn't losing weight, having not eaten for 2 days? I mean, it's just the body, when it realized I didn't want to eat, it's like, hold everything, as long as you can, like let it stretch. Now, after the second month, it knows. But I ate, when I eat an egg, the body's like, oh, fuck, it knows I'm not even shitting out what I'm eating.
Yeah.
The body's friggin' taking it all in. When I eat after a week I eat a big meal and there's nothing that comes out, man. Maybe a quarter. Everything else is taken in by my body.
Yeah. No, exactly. All of this fiber and stuff like that. I think, I personally think it's a myth. Fiber is not necessary, and you don't have to like shit every day. You don't need to.
No, absolutely
You're eating
not.
protein and fat, and the majority of that is being absorbed. Most of that fat is being absorbed. It's not coming out the other end. As well as the protein is being digested, broken down into amino acids, crossing into the blood, being absorbed. It's very healthy. Here, Bruce, this is the Ansel Keys' study. So look at here. It says death per 1,000. So see here, fat calories as a percentage of calories. So he was showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He was showing seven countries, and he's going, look, as you increase calories and fat, people are dying more and more of heart disease. First of all, that doesn't prove a cause. It just says it seems like there's an association. But people understand.
Yeah, they're going town to town saying how many fat people. 100 here? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, look at that. 100 dead there. Boy, that's no good.
Look at all the data. These are the data points that he actually had. 22 countries. He cherry picked about 7 that kind of looked like this. He went here, here, here. But there are people that have very high, 40% of their calories are from fat, like 15 here, like the Netherlands. People are all very, very low. Look at here, 40, tons of fat. But some people have relatively low heart attack rates to almost 4 times. So it's all over the place. And what he did was he created a observational, which means an association, can't prove, but this was enough to push. There was some pushback, but finally, this is what was pushed. It was completely fraudulent. You can see there's no association, as well as if you add sugar consumptions in pounds per year. They also noticed that as people here were increasing saturated fat consumption, they were as well increasing sugar. So these are populations of people that were increasing more and more fat as they were increasing more and more sugar.
Right.
Of course, that's going to make you sick and you're going to die.
Of course.
So it's very fraudulent. So we have stuff like this, from time. Oh no, no more bacon and eggs. Then after, all of a sudden, oh no, never mind. You can eat butter. They're all over the place.
That's
These
stupid.
studies. And it's deceptive because this is what ends up happening, okay? The research suggests that A is correlated with B, given C, and assuming D, and under E conditions. This is translated in the universities with their PR marketing, okay? For immediate release, scientists find potential link between A and B. Then after it says, which is picked up by newswire organizations that say, A causes B, says scientists, who are read by all of the internet. A is very dangerous. Recent studies have shown that A is extremely deadly and definitely related to B. Then the cable news get it. A causes B all the time. And then after it goes on to the point that you think A causes B. And that is the new. This is the research cycle. They're spewing out these epidemiological observational studies, doesn't prove cause, and it just goes like this. And it's been doing this, and this is like the propaganda machine that's been yelling in our ears.
Yeah, I should make a graph like that for the moon and the bullshit that NASA's saying about the moon is about the same thing.
Exactly. Guys, if you do want to contact me for free one-on-one coaching, you can go to jjswartz79@gmail.com and we can get other contacts from there. And we can stop that here. Let's check out Bruce. Let's check out some of the comments. Make sure we didn't miss any comments.
Yeah, man. And don't forget that you're gonna chuck me off soon there. I'm gonna be.
Well, I think we can both go off together. I think that's perfect. 6 to 8. We got a lot going. I just want to see
again. Kai. Very interesting, man. Yeah, go for it.
Especially Kai, specifically if you're doing this for epilepsy. The reason I want to get specifically in contact with you is when it is for epilepsy, you should be taking medium chain triglycerides. You get that at any supplement store. It's fat, and it when you take it, it creates ketones very quick. If you're trying to treat your epilepsy with a ketogenic diet, you actually have to try and get higher ketone levels in your blood. We don't really care if we're doing it for diet, but if you're trying to treat epilepsy, you need to actually have a much more strict, that with some exogenous ketones, perhaps, definitely MCT, but we can talk about that one-on-one another time. Bruce, let me know if your eye catches a comment there that we should talk about.
Bro, do you know that I don't see anything ever. All I see is you and me. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube. Well, so that there was.
No yeah. No, I know what you mean. I see it.
I could have looked though. I could have looked. I could have.
No, I'm looking. I'm looking. It's good enough.
Well, thank you anyway. Well, Jason's looking. Honestly, guys, for all people that met Jason with not through me, but the ones that came through me stuff. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and listen in. It's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of people, just mentioning, wow, you look great, you lost a lot of weight, kind of stuff.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm sorry I didn't see that. It's inspiring. I'll be honest, it's inspiring. But my community is it's a family, a real family, man.
That's what I'm trying to create here. I'm trying to create omnivores, people that can defend against the vegan lies. That understand food, that can adopt for certain reasons, perhaps, and help somebody with a carnivore diet if they have certain reasons they want to do that for a while. Ketogenic, no, I don't want to do that, but okay, well, look, carbohydrates can be lowered, and just so we understand, not like these freaking things like you go herbal magic. They don't even explain anything. Take these supplements, follow this. Weight Watch, they don't teach you about food.
No.
they score it, and it kind of works while you're following it. But
Well, I'll tell you that those places will make you lose 3 to 5 pounds a week, or to you'll lose 10 pounds a month. But
yeah,
me, I went all out, and I added the information that you gave me, which is done properly. I know about the vitamins,
mhm,
with help from family members and whatnot. So, I mean, I lost a hell of a lot of weight, and
yeah,
it's something for me. It's a tool. It's a magical tool. It's like it's a weapon. It's
yeah,
like a secret weapon where
yeah.
I'm going to be able to control my body weight throughout my whole life.
Yes, because
You
you
know?
understand the biochemistry. You're going
Yeah.
to start understanding. Oh, wow, it's about these through it's about fat, protein, and carbs. Oh, there's
Stupid.
insulin, catabolic,
Stupid.
anabolic, fasting, eating. Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's simple. It's basic
not that
in
hard.
reality. It isn't. It isn't.
No, and it makes sense, and it's pretty much common sense, and everyone's so confused because that's why like people are like science, everything, like the tell all of truth is science. Like, hey, come on, man. Like, there's some crap science. There's some science that
Yes.
certain fields of science that I wouldn't even consider science. I'm very skeptical because it seems like every freaking science that I go down seems like the climate science
Science is always
that's very
evolving.
fraudulent as well.
Science is always evolving. Science is assumptions, theories, ideas,
Yeah,
and even the theory of relativity of Einstein in the 1900s and 1930s. That relativity theory is what they based the making of the Takanaki, whatever atomic bomb,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The atomic bomb.
Nagasaki, where it fell, right?
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima too, right? And they overthrew the power, but they're still
Yeah,
they have a recipe to know about what energy
yeah,
is equal to. So that's concerning because when they're calculating that an asteroid is coming to Earth and that it's not going to
yeah,
hit us,
yeah,
they're still always off. They could be off a whole 10,000 miles there.
yeah,
They're just assuming. So
yeah,
often we listen to the news and science, we go, oh, they're smart. They know the James Webb Telescope is exactly 2,100 light years away and whatnot, and it's all bullshit.
yeah,
They're estimating. It's about estimation.
yeah.
Hey man, this was fun,
The
dude.
the minute that science, that if there's too much profit to be done in corporations, stuff like that, like food science, climate science, I've listened to experts that are not being given platforms that finally get up a platform, and they have completely different narratives to say. So
Yeah,
it's like I'm
yeah.
very skeptical, like between science and scientism.
Even the pros that are talking about black holes, people are completely disagreeing with themselves. One guy says, they call the universe consists of dark matter. It's because they don't know what the dark matter is. That's why they call it dark matter. There's nothing smart being done. It's another frequency. They have no idea what it consists of, So, hey, this was fun, man.
No, that's it. We shouldn't take it by faith. It's almost like modern materialism, atheists, secularists. It's like you guys are kind of acting religious with your science. It's
Very much, very much.
It's like, oh, we shouldn't trust the preach, right? What he's reading. Do you know the guy personally that did that
exactly.
research?
Bro, I'm telling you, my new theory now.
So a lot of people just take it by faith as well.
I think we live in a black hole. And all the stars that are turning around is the stars that are turning with the motion of the black hole. The reason why it gets this blue sky is because the sun goes by that black hole and it shines on the black hole and then it goes by. And it's like, but the problem I have is that a black hole is something that is dense. A black hole is not actually something with a hole in it. It's something
it's supposed to be like is sucking in everything with its gravity or something.
Yeah, it consumes, it breaks apart.
I have to admit, I'm an idiot when it comes to any of that.
It breaks apart. A black hole will break apart a planet and it will consume it over 100,000 years. In movies, they make planets going into black holes. That's not going to happen. It's going to explode and be ripped apart. But over the years, the heat and the temperature that falls down in the dusts, that's what how it consumes it. But the time is different near a black hole. When you're near a black hole, the telescope will be reading like 6 o'clock, and on Earth it'll be 5 o'clock. There's a difference in time, and that's where they can warp and leap, they say, into the past. And they say that time travel is not real, that you can go back 100 years, that you can only go back a couple of hours so far. That's where science is at. So,
yeah, because I had like assumed, like when they say like the fabric of space, and when you put like a planet in here, that's why it kind of like, I don't know if that's just a theory and stuff like that, but I like the idea that if I put, let's say I'm here, in the universe, this pen, stuff like that, and we're trying to travel from here across to there, but if there's a way of bending, space time, and then you could have the fabric being in the same location,
like
right? Yeah,
literally,
maybe that's how they do it.
Literally in space, it's so heavy that it's creating a bending of space and time in the continuum. Yeah. And bro, Bob Lazar says, okay, this is Earth, this is the Zeta Reticuli, and the UFO wants to get to Earth, so they bend time. Bob Lazar explains this like for a kid. I loved it.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
That's all they have to cross through. So to get to Earth, they go boom. They just go boom, and they arrive. But they still traveled all the distance. But
which could explain too, like if there's a process occurring like this, and then they're appearing, but then it's like it's trying to hold itself, so they kind of appear and disappear, and when it looks like they're coming in and out, but they're kind of all over the place, and could be stuff like that,
So with a proper telescope and seeing proper frequencies, that massive bending of time could be witnessed. We could observe these buggers, aliens, leaping into our, because that's what NASA's doing right now. NASA is learning on how to filter out everything. So many nanometers. Our eyes is from 400 to 700 nanometers. They have infrared, 700 to 1,000 to 1,100 nanometers. But all those frequencies and high and low frequencies are that's how we could see all these creatures. They have different frequencies and densities and stuff. It's fucked up. That's screwed up. Really screwed up.
I definitely believe in other dimensions and that
exactly
in different periods of time.
Like we're living in a crystal ball and we're stuck inside. That's like literally the firmament.
What's plausible to me is that there are times where the spiritual and the physical are closer together in the past, and that then it goes afar and humans lose like all sensation of the spiritual and things come back. It could be that. It could be why it seems like the spiritual is so much interconnected with human affairs, and now there's an extension. Now to us, we think it's completely stupid. Oh, this is ridiculous. And then maybe we're going to start having again towards
we're
the
all
end.
leaning. We're all leaning on each other. Physical worlds. We got the dimensions of all the frequencies that are leaning, and some of it is sucked in. Like for example, the other side. There's a triangular point to it that's seeping into this side, and that's how these buggers are coming in. I mean, we're all like I see it as layers one over the other, compressed. But these alien buggers are going right through. Like these are all the dimensions. They go whoop whoop. That's advance out of this.
Well, it's kind of like here. It's like, okay, we got AM frequency, FM frequency. Everything is here, but on a different.
The Pentagon is developing a low frequency to be able to communicate so that people won't be listening to them on the moon. So Nikola Tesla and the equipment of the people back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they're picking up sounds and signals in space and stuff. There's people talking on a whole bunch of different frequencies, Right on.
It's I think that prophetically, there's going to be some interesting times.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'm just looking at the rest. I haven't seen too much like that I needed to say. No real questions. Kai, definitely ketogenic diet. Look into it and go find MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. You get that at any supplement store. You can take that 3 times a day. Start small because it can give you the diarrhea if you take too much. Your body seems to have to adapt. I guess maybe the medium chain is gives
I
people.
used to be able to eat a whole brick of cheese and
Yeah.
go to the bathroom after. I've never had any constipation eating cheese.
No, me neither. I haven't had
No.
issues at all.
No.
All right, man. I think
Yeah,
we're
man.
perfect. We did 2 hours. So
It was fun, man. Thank you very much,
yeah,
Jason, for the
I'll
info
call
too, man.
you for tomorrow, next Monday's live stream.
Hey, I'll be back, man. I'll be back
Yeah.
to say hi and update to see how I'm doing. Hopefully,
Exactly.
Let me try to predict here. I'm 2:45. So, what are we? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 9 days. I will be in the 230s. I'll be 238, 237 for sure. That'd be freaking. I'm like so close to 225, man. I can't believe it.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I know you're not faking because it shows in your face. I've never seen somebody lose that much amount of weight.
I mean, and dude, like seriously, I mean, you know what? If it's the whole body now, I'm shaping in now, and I'm seeing these sides there. I looked like a sumo in this before, and I put on your shirt that I got that you got married. Where when I brought the shirt, I bought a shirt that was over a black shirt, and now I tie it. I can tie that shirt. I'm going back to some of the clothing that I would have worn in school. I'd be fitting. I'm going to be thinner than I was.
I'm telling you. I know I've gone through the exact same thing. You feel like you found a superpower. Then you'll go through looking at people that are fat and feeling bad. Like I can change their lives. I wish I could tell them this. And
I went through that.
Inappropriate to say that.
Yeah,
people like will blow it off. No,
I bought my outfit. I shaved my head already, and I bought the outfit, my guru outfit. But I'm not courageous to put it on yet. But that's that. It's to that point, to the point where I go from I want to put into talking about just talking spiritual and connecting with nature and shit. Man, it's I can call myself a breatharian. You see that moron on YouTube? Calls himself a breatharian. A triangle.
They usually go like vegan, then they go raw vegan, then they go fruitarian, and then they go breatharian, and then they're completely psychotic.
They're like I haven't eaten in 13 years.
No, exactly.
Bullshit. You haven't eaten in 13 years. Look at the ketchup under your fingernails. You fucking. He's got ketchup on it. That was awesome, man.
Yeah. Don't forget, everyone, go see Bruce Sees All. It's an astronomy channel. I think everybody knows. And so I'll see you next Monday, Bruce. Love you.
Love you, man. Thanks, everyone. Bye, man.
Yeah. See you guys. I'm out of here too. Love you. God bless.